Iran. There was a strike this weekend, and Israel is, I, Pam, I remember. I think I was a freshman in college when we America, and I'm struggling with the founding fathers and all of this because all that's myth making that we should eliminate from our vocabulary because it's not the father. Whose father? Enslaver. Yes, to a lot of my ancestors for those same people. That said, I was in college when we struck Libya and killed Gaddafi's children. Do you remember this? This was, I think I was a freshman in college. And I remember being scared that World War III was going to happen. And I remember being shook for the whole week, like, what's going to happen? Because I didn't understand. I'm 18 years old. I don't know geopolitics. Why are you looking at me like that? That was a ridiculous feeling. I thought that was like, who would retaliate? You killed his children.
Yeah, but even back then, Libya couldn't do anything to us.
I know, but I was just thinking something was going to happen. You killed this man's child or something. And I was like, something's going to go down.
Mm-hmm.
But, I haven't felt this way since then. And now I'm like, Iran, I read an article, I think it was an op-ed, where they went out of their way to have as few casualties as possible. There were, as a matter of fact, no direct casualties. I think a child got hit by shrapnel. 31 people were treated for minor injuries and panic attacks. But it was a statement. It was a bold statement. It had never happened before. This was historic as well. And now Israel's thinking about what to do. But this is like, all right, you did something, Israel, to Iran, right? And then they responded in a way to cause the least amount of physical damage to human life as possible. And now you're going to show that you're strong. Are we in a world of fifth graders? Is this like, are y'all a bunch of 12-year-old babies who I got to show that I'm a man, that I'm going to strike you back? Like, what are your thoughts on this as somebody that came from a military background? Pam Keith is here, by the way.
I don't know there's so much a military background as it is hubris and saving face, right? Like, can Iran not respond in some
No, you mean Israel.
Israel, I mean, well, no.
Yes.
The question of who's responding. No. I don't mean that. I mean Iran, not Israel, because Israel instigated by.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So,
right. So Iran had to respond,
right.
Like, and so then the question, and Iran is basically telling Israel, you stop, we stop, right? We're
right
here because the United States is telling Israel, yo, you're not pulling us into war with Iran. We're not doing that, right? So, I think they've both done their little glancing blows to each other. And my belief at this point is that both sides are weary of escalation. Israel,
are they? I don't agree with you. And I don't have any background to say that other than what I'm seeing going on in the Gaza Strip right now. There's like there seems to be no reasoning. There's no concern for human life, including their own people.
Granted, but engaging people in Gaza who have no weapons, who have no anything, who are starving to death, it's mostly kids, men, women, children. Like, it's one thing to feel like the big dog when you're taking on starving women and children. It's another thing to take on the Iranian forces. That's a whole nother thing, right? So, yeah.
Unless you know you got big uncle United States that will have to.
But we're not sending troops over there to back them up. And they're already fully engaged on the ground. They're already pulling up their reserves and whatever. People are fleeing Israel on flights out of that country. Like, I don't think Israel has in its wherewithal, its interest to try to take on a full-scale ground combat conflict with Iran, because the minute that happens, Iraq decides to get frisky, Lebanon decides to get frisky,
Syria is already
to get frisky, because all Israel has to do is get really distracted somewhere, and it's vulnerable. And then we would have to come in and defend Israel, because
do we though?
Really
we start this. I feel like it, and let me just say
America's telling Israel to chill on this.
Okay, they should have been chilling even with what happened in Gaza, because this is hurting the Biden administration. 866-801-8255 for sure, and it was avoidable because this was not something that just because it's been the policy, somebody's got to be courageous enough to say, yeah, you on your own with this. We ain't got nothing. We don't got a dog in this fight. This is ridiculous. You're killing women and children. To your point, this is not America's, policy. This ain't our fight. Yeah.
And remember when we had that conversation with Malcolm Nance, Karen?
Yes.
Remember that conversation where he was like, we got to do this and we got to do that. And I'm like, dude, no. This is bad.
Yeah, he was wrong. He was wrong. And there are people that will say he's right, but y'all are doing the tribal thing, not the human thing. And at some point, we're going to have to be human beings. 866-801-8255. I don't know when that's going to happen. We're going to be either forced into humanity or we might not exist as humanity, okay? But at some point, we're going to have to step up for humanity, not for our tribes.
I want you to say yes. Need you to do more and say less. I want you to say yes. Need you to do more and say less. I thought you knew.